Yet, how do we empower the employees into taking or continuing to take a leadership role, of course, within reason? The hierarchy of internal barriers is a mix of the executive management, IT, and core business stakeholders, mostly marketing and communications. Nevertheless, it's typically the executive management that will challenge us on the financial impact, the return on investment, as we've just heard, and the measurables that will show them the tangible results and the benefits of implementing Web 2.0 tactics inside the enterprise. So if executive management remains stuck on the idea of risks that Web 2.0 can cause the company externally, they also have very little understanding on how to apply Web 2.0 internally. So it's a difficult task for the corporate communicator like me to demonstrate the business benefits without getting shot down simply by mentioning the word Web 2.0. And of course, yes, we're always asked to think of something better. We have to do something differently. And when we say the word Web 2.0, we end up getting a no. So how do we get ready for change? The difference between Enterprise 1.0 and Enterprise 2.0 is that 1.0 is about cascading information. It's a top-down approach. Web 2.0 is about free-flow information from multiple sources that require cultural change. Now, cultural change, I'm stating the obvious here, and it's pretty difficult to achieve. But many companies restructure in the hopes in calling themselves a matrix organization and hope that the communications and mindset will naturally change with it. The fact is, like all organizational changes, it's not just about changing the hierarchy of people, but it's also about improving the processes and the tools that support it. With Web 2.0, this type of technology can bridge the gap in fostering a constant flow of two-way communications, giving executive management a real-time view of the internal temperature. So you're probably wondering how I'm sensitizing our executive management to embracing communication platforms over which we seem to have little control. Well, I've started by demystifying the differences between the public and the private enterprise domain, and also by addressing their questions on the type of investments to be measured. So using the example of, or the more popular examples, for example, online profiling, in this case LinkedIn, the businesses see no value in knowing our hobbies, likes, and dislikes. In fact, HR databases are supposed to cover that to a certain extent. However, in discussing this with our employees, they've expressed that if we're asking them to extend their job descriptions outside of that boxed or that A4 paper that we've defined their job on, there's a necessity for a skills database and knowing who knows what, even outside of their usual job description, and this could be useful for building specialized teams. The example for pod and vodcasting, most companies forbid, and particularly our company forbids, the use of company-owned mobile devices to download extra professional applications for personal use. However, we're looking into right now the benefits to providing digital media, even to the remotest employee, providing company information, training, archives of meetings that not everyone has the time or the resources to attend. So it also allows the employees to reference information for future use and is less expensive than running or archiving webcasts. And what we've understood is that it also resolves the streaming issues of low bandwidths from more remote countries like Brazil and Australia. So this year alone, Merck Serono has launched its own RSS reader. We are now in phase 2 development of this reader, which enables employees to inform themselves. Now, as I had said, the responsibility of the corporate communicator is changing. In the past, we had been asked to ensure that the cascade of information has reached all levels of the organization. But today, with our RSS reader, we publish almost everything on it. And we've shifted the paradigm that it's now the employee's responsibility to getting themselves informed. We've also allowed with our RSS reader that employees can add external RSS feeds, so they don't have just the Merck Serono feeds or the Merck feeds. They also can use their most popular feeds, including from Google and Yahoo or CNN Health. What we're going to launch within the next few weeks is that the same RSS feed will be available on our BlackBerries and is now being tested for iPhone and other mobile devices so that we can reach particularly the sales force who are usually the last to know what's going on in the company. So even if the use of social medias is applied differently between the public and the private domains, it's therefore important that our conservative industry continue to look outside, see what's going on and what's popular, and also to bring in what we could use to cover evolving business needs. Now, the expected benefits that we've found for our application of Enterprise 2.0, it's been a twofold benefit, even though we've just recently launched it. But we've realized that we're bringing together people and teams that wouldn't necessarily work together in a hierarchical organization. And secondly, we're educating our employees to understand the force of social medias from within and fostering an understanding of the potential impact they could create if they chose to speak so freely on external social medias. We also believe that it promotes a sense of responsibility both internally and externally when utilizing social medias for professional and personal use. Now, although I'm not speaking on behalf of all European pharmaceutical headquarters and affiliates, I hope I've been able to demonstrate a little bit from our neck of the woods that we are not ignoring the rush to using social medias and engaging in conversation with consumers, but that due to regulatory and cultural differences, most of us are taking a different approach to the application of it, albeit more conservative. Thank you very much. I hope I was fast enough there, because it's now lunchtime.
Okay, so let's ask at least 40 questions, you know, drag it out into lunch.
Okay, you're not going to lunch.
Any questions from the floor? Okay, we've got one here.
A quick question.
Hold on, let's go to microphone.
Hi, I'm with Big Communications, and we're a leader in what you're calling Enterprise 2.0. But what I find is that many amazing ideas we pitch our clients, and we're doing some great things with clients who are more aggressive in this place, but the majority of clients love the ideas, whether it's a iPhone application or iTouch training or whatnot, or intranet, engaging intranet content, but it gets watered down by legal the same way an external Web 2.0 solution does. And everyone is so conservative that they say, God forbid, one of our reps might share a best practice that hasn't been gone through a clearinghouse, or someone internally might tell the other department something they shouldn't know about. How do you solve those solutions as you're looking to push the needle here?
Well, as head of web governance and also social media governance for Merck Serono, I've put together a cross-functional team that would include marketing, legal, and as well as other communicators, and a few people from the executive management. And what we discuss is the different ways that we can approach social media internally. What would be the pitfalls? What would we be careful to do? Now, we've also understood that if we stop people from saying or doing anything within the company, I think we're actually throwing water on our own fire of innovation. So what we've discussed with the legal teams, and particularly, we report into a bigger headquarters, which is in Germany, and I don't know if any of you work for German headquarters, but if you do, knowing that there's a workers' council and a huge legal conglomerate that's behind the company, there's a lot of things that we can't do or say. Nevertheless, they're asking us to continue communicating with our employees. Now, this is what I had faced with launching the RSS tool that we had. I was asked to communicate to 17,500 people. And then as soon as we were about to launch it, the Workers' Council said, stop, you're not allowed to do that because you're making people be responsible for themselves. Well, duh, isn't that the point? So we had to have months of deliberation with this Workers' Council and getting them to understand that you asked us for one thing, now what's your suggestion? So it's more building cross-functional teams.
Any other questions from the floor? Okay.
Bon appétit.